That's what we do here at The Beam Life, okay? We create simple, nervous system feeling good solutions so that you can start making money that feels really empowering for you and your life and your families. If you're a coach or creative that is posting about your business pretty frequently on social platforms and you still feel like it's crickets, meaning you're not having conversations in the DMs, you're not getting sales calls, because let's be honest, they tell us that we just need to post more. We need to be more visible. We need to get more followers. And we're doing all of the things, yet we're not making money. Without money, we have more of a passion project or a hobby than a business. I understand the frustration because you're probably someone, if you're like me, that has a lot of responsibilities. Maybe you have kids, maybe you're working another 9-to-5 job, maybe you're caretaking. Whatever it is, you're carrying the mental load. So the time that you're spending in your business needs to be fruitful. You need to feel like it's worth something. And usually that equates to getting people to get on a call with you or to reach out about your program. And I'm so excited to share with you how I have learned to do this on a very consistent basis. I have over 2 decades of experience in sales across 4 different industries. Everything that I'm going to teach you in this video is boiled down from all of my experience across those fields. Additional to the experience, I'm also wildly passionate about helping women create income for themselves. I went through a divorce about 6 years ago, and we owned a business together. After the divorce, I decided that I no longer wanted to stay in that industry, and I felt like I was starting over, that I had nothing. And that was a really scary place to be. I also have calls very frequently with clients of mine or potential clients, or I hear it from you guys online, that maybe you're stuck in a job that you absolutely can't stand, but you feel like you have to stay there because of the money. Or maybe you're in a not so great relationship, but you don't work. And so you feel like you have to stay in that relationship because your spouse or partner is the one that's providing for you. When you truly learn sales, you can quite literally change the trajectory of your entire life. And it doesn't mean you just have to leave a job or a relationship. You also can create freedom for yourself and your family. And it's a really exciting place to be. A lot of the women that I serve and talk to have felt big feelings about sales. Right? They don't want to come off as pushy or salesy. That's a word I get all of the time. And so what happens is you do nothing. And what does nothing equate to? No money. Okay, so let's find a balance between what it looks like to not be on this extreme, which is used car salesman, icky, pushy, and not on this extreme where we're doing absolutely nothing. Because there is a world that's so bountiful and fruitful that lives right in the middle and feels really good in our nervous system, because sales doesn't have to feel gross. It really doesn't. It can feel like an invitation. So let's get into it. How many times have you said, if I just keep posting, the clients have to eventually come? Let me make this really clear. Attention is not the same as intention. People pressing that little heart button and liking your content is not the same as people then going into your DMs and being like, tell me more about your program. Okay? So attention, intention, not the same. Likes does not equal booking you. Okay? We have to be very clear that those two things do not equal each other, because what it takes for a client to not only book a call with you or ask about your program and then take the next step, which is hire you, requires 3 very specific things. The first thing is clarity. If you've watched any of my videos, you know that I am obsessed with clarity. In fact, I'm annoyed that the word is so used because I feel like it's lost its value. Everyone's like, clarity, clarity, give me more clarity. And to the point where it feels like, what does that even mean? I'm going to tell you exactly what it means. When someone lands on your page or finds your reel and goes to your profile, they need to know right away who you serve, how you help them, and what is the cost of them not doing business with you. That's where you're going to see people reaching out to you like hotcakes, okay? And that's going to bring me to my second point in just a second. But I want to make sure you understand what I mean when I say who you serve, how you help them, and then what is it that it's costing them by not working with you. I have been in this business for, let's say, just shy of 6 years. And every year, I have become more clear on who I'm serving and how I'm serving them, because it takes practice and it takes conversations. I did a lot of free coaching calls at the very beginning of my journey because the information I was receiving from the client sitting on the other side was priceless. Don't guess at what you think people want. Go have the conversation. Your clarity comes from these conversations. And when you're not getting on sales calls and you're not having these conversations, it's really hurting your business because you are literally just shooting in the dark and hoping you're hitting a bullseye, and it's just not going to work. So you need to get experience. I can't tell you that how many of my frameworks exist because I have a client sitting in front of me that says I have XYZ problem, and I'm like, oh, here's how we solve it. And they'll tell me, wow, that was really beautifully said. I get it now. This makes sense. And that was created only because I had that conversation. And the more people you serve, the more clear you will get. When I first started, I literally was like, I help women with life coaching stuff, like with more confidence and feeling better. And it's like, it was such an honest and, the best I knew how to start. But I understand why that felt so vanilla. And even then, 6 years ago, social media is not what it is now. So I was able to honestly get traction with that simplicity. It is not going to fly in today's world. You can't just serve women. It's just, that's half, like, what is that? 3.5 billion people on the planet. Okay, so we need to get specific, really, really specific. Number 2, the second thing you need to take people from lurkers to how do I book a call with you? How do I get in your world? Tension. What do I mean by that? Because I don't believe in fear-based sales where you tell someone, well, if you don't do this terrible thing's going to happen to you, right? No one is going to make a good decision from that place. If you think about it, the person who is getting on a call with you already probably has some kind of trauma around whatever the topic is that you help them with. So if you're a health coach and someone's sitting across from you, there's probably some trauma around body stuff, right? Like how they feel about their body. If you're a money coach, someone probably has trauma around money. If you're a business coach, somebody probably has trauma around failures and starting things before and not succeeding. So when you create sales from a place of fear, you're only going to get buyers who are buying because they're scared. That doesn't create transformation. But tension, my friends, tension is very different than fear. Tension is asking the question, I'm curious, what is it costing you to stay where you currently are? I probably have asked that question on every single one of my sales calls. Don't take it for granted. If they're on a call with you, they're spending their time, which often is more valuable than their money. There's a reason they got on that call. They feel uncomfortable where they're at. And we all know if nothing changes, nothing changes. And if they're comfortable with nothing changing, okay. But if they don't want to stay where they are, when they answer the question, what happens if you stay where you are? They have basically sold themselves. Your work here is almost done because that powerful question creates that inner friction in themselves, because what it does to the person sitting across from you on a sales call, it makes them aware of like, oh shit, I know that I'm about to make an investment with this person, with this coach, in this service, and that feels uncomfortable, but it actually feels more uncomfortable to do nothing. And that, when they feel that tension inside, they are now making a choice to work with you from a place of power, not fear. And when a client signs with you feeling empowered that they now are going to gain tools to change their life, oh my, I literally just got full body chills saying that, because that is a client who is ready to do the work. They don't want to be where they are anymore. Okay, before I share number 3, I want to make sure that you know about something very important. Because not only have I sold over millions of dollars in different products and services in the last 20 years, but I have also helped at this point hundreds of women, from the conferences I've spoken at to the clients I've helped to the intensives I've had, change their life by using the skill of sales and business. And you need to know that it's possible for you to have this kind of freedom. And if that excites you, you're going to want to be at my free training on March 24th called Sales That Stay. We're going to be breaking down how to hit 8 to 10K months without rejection spirals, without the need to be liked, without feeling chaotic. Even right now, if you are making less than $500 in your business, I want to invite you to do this free training, because I know that 8 to 10K sounds really far away. All the information on how to join us can be found in the show notes below. It's the first link, and I'd be really excited to see you there. And trust me, you're going to walk away from that training with so many nuggets that you can implement right away to start getting people in your world. Okay, now for number 3, a direct invitation. I know, right? Like, it sounds way too good to be true. But how many times have you heard about your friends throwing a party and you're like, I guess they just don't want me there. And then afterwards you're like, hey, I would have loved to have gone. They're like, oh my gosh, you were totally invited, but you didn't get that direct invitation, so you didn't go. Your future clients are feeling the exact same way. If you notice somebody constantly looking at your stories or pressing buttons or liking your content, don't be afraid to reach out to them. Send them a DM. It doesn't have to be like a creep fest DM, like, hey, you want to buy from me? It can be a simple compliment. Hey, I've noticed that you've liked a couple of my last posts. Thank you so much. That kind of, engagement or interaction means a lot to me as a business owner. I'm curious, like, how long have you owned your whatever business, right? It can be that simple. I think sometimes when we insert the word sales, we get all like, like transactional, because you feel like there's something behind your question. But I want you to like erase that from your mind and just imagine you bump into this person out in the wild. How would you talk to somebody? Like, we all know how to talk. We all know how to have a conversation. Just don't be weird about it. Stop being weird, because ultimately they'd be a good fit for your business. And yeah, you might end up inviting them to book a sales call with you, but genuinely you want to get to know someone who's investing their time in your world. So start inviting people. You best believe if you're liking my content, I'm going to be inviting you to my free webinar happening on March 24th. So don't be surprised if you see a DM from me that says, hey, girl, I see that you've been interested in all the things I'm doing. Why aren't you signed up for the webinar yet? I know this is exactly what you need. I'm so excited to see you there. There's nothing weird about that, because genuinely, if you know you can help the person, they're going to love hearing from you. And usually they're maybe a little timid to take the first step. So by you inviting them, you've done a huge favor. Because at the end of the day, there's no pressure, right? Like, no one has to do anything. You're simply asking them to have a conversation. So before you give up on your business and you think, no one's interested, I've been doing this, no one's talking to me, no one's reaching out, like maybe this was a bad idea, before you do that, before you fold up and give up, I want you to go back through these things and think to yourself, are you really being clear? Are you creating tension? And number 3, invitation. Okay? So if you're not doing those things, do that. Okay? Do that. Do it for the next 30 days. See what happens, because I guarantee when you get behind and put your full self into these 3 very simple things, your business can change quite quickly. That's what we do here at The Beam Life, okay? We create simple, nervous system feeling good solutions so that you can start making money that feels really empowering for you and your life and your families. And I couldn't be happier to be your co-pilot on this amazing journey. If you enjoyed this episode, please be sure to share and subscribe. I drop new videos with sales content every single week. And don't forget to join us on March 24th for the free training Sales That Stay to help you grow to your 8 to 10K months. I'll see you there.